Well, hello from a stormy West Texas. This is Pete again, and I was going to visit with you guys today about my initial shock, how I treated my system. First thing I did, of course, was to lay out the product, go out to the septic system and get it opened up to try to get everything ready to rock and roll and get the shock started. So we had used all the water that we were going to use early in the morning. We let the system set for about probably 7 hours and then got started. The first thing to do was to mix up the BIO-112, the sludge buster. It's easy to get into these cans. Take a utility knife, cut this little tab, and pull the ring around and pry the lid off. And you can start mixing it at the 5 gallons to 5 gallons ratio, so you'll have 2 pails of product to start using. And the first step is to put this product in all your drains and all your toilets. And if you've got an especially slow drain or especially slow toilet somewhere, you might want to add a little more product right there. It's kind of heavy, until you get some of it out of that pail. Fortunately, it's not messy. Didn't splash a bunch anywhere, and you get down to the end of it, and it gets a whole lot easier. You go into the next portion of the product application, and that's going to be the half a bag of Boss to each sink. While we're scrolling through these pictures of me hitting every sink with the Boss, I'd like to mention that Chris at BioSafe1 came up with this shock treatment and sent it to me, and I'm sure that he would do the same for you. We're going to get to the last portion of the inside application, and that's where I'm going to mix up a couple more packets of Boss. So what I'll do is I'll get 2 more packets of Boss, and this will be the last application inside to the toilets. And I'll mix them up with a couple of gallons of warm water, about 80 or 90 degrees. Doesn't need to be scalding, but it does need to be warm enough to activate the enzymes in the bacteria. And you'll put that down the toilets, and if it flushes, that's okay, because you're going to flush the toilet once more to get 2 flushes on the toilet. You let that sit for about a half an hour if you can, and then we will move on to the outside phase. Okay, so we've moved outside for the second phase of our shock today, and we're going to take the second pail of BIO-112, and we're going to cut it just like we did the first one with 5 gallons of warm water. We want to get the bacteria activated in it. And I would recommend, if you're doing this yourself, to get the tank open and let it set for a while before you go out and get over it and start putting in the mixtures. And there's 3 things that we're going to do out here. We're going to apply the 112, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to mix up 8 bags of Boss in 4 gallons of warm water and get it mixed up, stir it for 5 minutes or so. This is going to activate the bacteria in it also, and you're going to apply it to the tank just like you did the 112. The third thing we're going to do today is we're going to take a BioCube. It's in a burlap bag, and you can see in the pictures coming up, and we're going to soak that thing to get it waterlogged, to get it activated, and we're going to move on to the tank and drop that in and then pull it back up 1 foot off of the bottom. This is not the pleasant part of the job, but it's something that has to be done. That rope has got to be tied off after we pulled it up about 1 foot off the bottom, and then you have finished with the initial shock. And this initial treatment goes on for I think about 3 more treatments before we move on to the monthly maintenance routine, and that will be just adding the Boss powder to keep the septic system operating the way it's supposed to. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have problems with your system, give them a call at BioSafe1. Talk to Chris. I think that they can help you out. I've done this before, and I believe in the product. It works well. Coming up is the last slide, and we beat the storm by about 10 minutes. We got to sit back and enjoy a cool breeze and watch it rain after all the hard work.